Hey y'all, RT here with Green, and we're not gonna waste any time because we gotta go fast.
Because we got that need for speed. I went down.
Go, 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 go! 10:22. That is awful.
Let's run.
Go, 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 go! Ooh, 9:28 though. That's not. It's not good enough. Oh crap! That was terrible. Yeah, that was a real terrible. 10 minutes.
Sucks, Rock. It's flat.
Yeah, just 10. 10 flat. I don't know why it's so slow.
Yeah, shotgun loadout's definitely the better one to fly through this.
I do think we just have to fly through the first levels though. And just hope.
Yeah.
If it's something like really close, take it, but otherwise just fly through it.
Yep.
I need to find out what my like in this.
I got the explosive thing. Roll.
Oh, I got inverse accelerator.
Oh, this is stay here.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be right here.
Oh, it's up. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Berserk. Oh, yeah, Berserk. It was that or Death Blow, and I was like, man, I don't know which one. But Berserk is going to be better in the long run. Now, these are pretty good floors right here.
Yep.
We got a double room. Let me see, what's this one? This one's a attack room. What's the other one? Did you look?
I'm gonna take a look now. This item was not it.
Okay. Loading. I'm going on the other side.
Careful, there's a jumper somewhere around here.
Stick on the right side.
Yep. Alright, the door's there.
Yeah. The door's over here. Okay, yeah, we are flying through this right now.
Indeed we are. A need for speed.
Stick on that side. You right here. Watch it because there's gonna be a facehugger behind you.
He's dead.
Oh,
Oh god, there's another one.
Oh my gosh, it hit him.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
That wasted so much time.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, that's not on you. Oh, this is a challenge room. Lucked out on that one.
Clear out the top.
This is looking good. Oh, this is a 2-room. Check that one over there. See if it's going anywhere. No, it's this way. Stairs this way. Or 407, yeah. Now we're making good time. Now we just have to see if we can fly through this one. I've never got sub 4 in running that.
You mean under 4 seconds or 4 minutes?
Why do you keep going with seconds? Yeah, but under 4
Indeed.
minutes, sub 4 minutes.
I have a bouncing bullet, so this should help me clear rooms faster.
Oh, I gotta tell that what mine is. It's a move speed. Yeah, it's a move speed for both of us. Which is gonna become in handy. I think it's gonna be right here.
Corner.
Shooter's misconduct.
Where?
We got bloodlust.
We have the top left.
Okay. Keeping kind of in the center. Checking this one. Can't tell with that one. It could be either or. I'm gonna go this way though.
Oh, it's not the other way.
What was the other way?
Item room.
Gotcha. Reloading. Man, I need to get some damage, so I'm gonna have to pick up something in this room.
Okay.
Crap. Nothing. Shit. I wonder if it counts the time with this loading and that sort of stuff like that going on. Pressure rounds below if you wanted that. You wanted the pressure rounds?
At the time.
Oh, we just...
I don't think I have the mic. Wait, is this a
Oh,
jump? Oh.
I don't think this is the right way, by the way.
It has to be. There's no other way.
No, there was another way. The reason why I say that is because this is a red room for the next one.
Oh, there's two ways here.
Oh. Well, there's 2 ways on the other one.
I wish we didn't fight that boss, but actually it seemed like that was kind of quick to get.
I don't know about that. That was a little bit strange. I definitely do not have a lot of damage.
I do.
No, we definitely do not have enough damage. Get it? Oh, 752, bro! Oh, crap! You know, I was feeling pretty down. I was feeling pretty down because I didn't think that was a good run. I was like, man, there's no way we're getting that because the amount of damage we were doing, I was just like, oh man, I don't know about this one. Oh crap! All right, y'all. With things winding down, we'll be talking about our thoughts on the game. So, Green, what do you think so far?
I think that currently, right now, the game is pretty fantastic. I really like the gameplay loop. I enjoy each one of the characters and their own strengths and abilities. I played both the sniper class as well as the shotgun class. I actually maxed them out in the short amount of time they had to play this game. But it's definitely got a great feel and vibe. I'm really looking forward to the full release.
Yeah, you know, when I was at PAX and I was playing this game, one of the things that really caught my attention was just how intense and how good the shooting mechanics and movement and combat felt in this alpha playtest. I think they've really improved on that formula and took it to another level. It's still very early, so it's very promising on what direction that they'll be going in with this game. So, you know, here's hoping that they can just continue on this trend.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, it's like it's not like this game is in early access or something like that, you know, right? And then it's just one of those things where it's just up in the air whether or not like they decide to like do anything with the game for a long period of time. It's an alpha, so we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely.
Anything you think could be improved on?
Yeah, I think that there's certainly some fine-tuning mechanics that can be done. Personally, for the sniper class, I actually really like that class. I actually liked it more than the shotgunner, but the problem is, I think while the charge system is really cool in aspects, it's kind of a negative with some of the sniper weapons that they have. Like, for example, the heavy, hard-hitting one, you have two major issues for that one. One, it has a low magazine. Two, it takes a long time to charge it just to fire the weapon. Not, like, you can't fire sniper rifles without charging it. So that can make it a lot harder to do a giant chunk of damage. I know that you're supposed to be a burst damage character, but I feel like even for burst damage, the better character to do that with is shotgunner. And on that note, for the shotgun class, I think that the shotgun class has a really, really good feel to it. I think the only thing that I noticed in this alpha that they could improve on is they have the pump action shotgun, which reloads single shells. Now that thing is pretty awesome, but the problem is it has such a crazy spread that you can't even really hit anyone. So I know there's the one Lython where you can get it that reduces spread, but without that, it's pretty hard to even recommend using it as any form of a weapon, even a secondary.
It's kind of interesting with those, like, all the weapons in general. So what I found the most effective weapons in the game were the ones that had a large magazine size and then also had a really high fire rate. Because those, I mean, even when I was playing as the shotgunner and the sniper class, those were just the most effective, even just as sub weapons. And the main weapons for those guys, the shotgun and the sniper, I think they had some serious issues. And it comes down to damage and their ability to pierce through targets. I think both those weapons probably should have a natural amount of that. And in some regards, they already do. So, like, the sniper goes through, like, one unit. Is it the same thing with the heavy sniper? It's, like, natural piercing 1 or something?
That's correct, but yeah, that really should probably at least pierce 3 people. Because again, you have the detriment of the reload, the charge to fire it, and just the build up to firing it to begin with.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, right? And also, the damage itself isn't that impressive. I didn't really see, as I was playing it, the single target damage didn't feel that significant. And, like, in comparison to, Starling, who I'm using, right? The assault rifle that's, like, totally jacked up with high damage can go ahead and clear a room, no problem. Actually, clear multiple rooms and just, like, walk through even the bosses and everything like that. But I was having some serious issues with the sniper, just, working it to clear just rooms and also bosses. That they seem to kind of struggle with that regard, and it's mainly because of what you were saying, the charge rate, and even the shotguns. I think to a lesser extent, but for the most part, like, you have to fire that shotgun, and a lot of them are the one where you have to reload an individual shell before you can fire again. And because you have to load that individual shell, it kind of just stalls the gameplay. So you spend more time reloading rather than killing anything. And they don't do enough damage to single targets, let alone mass groups of enemies that come at you, because this is a horde shooter at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree with that. When it comes to the shotgun, the biggest thing that I had was it could use more range. There's only one shotgun that does have the shells load into it, but the other 2 shotguns are magazine fed. But the problem is the reload rate is so long. I know it's like 2 seconds and doesn't seem like that's long, but especially if you're trying to do speed runs, it definitely seems like your character is best, because when I was trying to speed run it solo, I really wasn't even able to break the 10-minute marker for any one of them.
It just felt so, like, I don't know, like, I just feel that, like, those like, well, actually, talking about classes, let's talk about classes for a second, right? So the sniper, when you think about a sniper, right, you think really high single target damage that has maybe a lot of piercing and, is kind of more methodical. I was actually even thinking maybe more like a cloaking sort of style setup for that class, right? And, like, maybe like a AoE explosive round or something like that to help you out, right? But the sniper skills are all set around summoning skills, which actually kind of threw me for a loop when when I first got into that character. And the summons themselves, did you feel that it was a kind of an effective kit for that character?
It would be if the drones did more damage. The thing is, you can kind of spam the drones and the self-detonate, which does a metric ton of damage, but the drones actually by themselves still couldn't even really kill anything in the tower run. I'm not talking about the ultimate tower run.
The drones themselves didn't feel very...
No, they weren't strong. It does attack really fast, but I mean, it's like, if you're talking about, like, in general, not very effective. Also, the other big issue that I have with it was the rocket drone. I thought that was its own summon too, so you could have 2 regular drones and 1 rocket drone. But that's not the case. You can only summon the rocket onto a drone that you have already summoned, and it doesn't even stay on it permanently. It actually only lasts for like 10 seconds or something.
It's 5 seconds.
But yeah, even less.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like kind of like this burst thing. And when I was playing Sniper for a bit too, right, it just kind of felt like there was there's something missing from that gameplay. And also, I believe the drones themselves should also remove aggro from the sniper, because that's one thing it didn't do.
Yeah, you're right.
Like you could summon the drones, but the drones would just fly around the enemies and fire at them, but they wouldn't actually prevent the sniper, like yourself, from getting attacked from the enemies, which I think should be the
Yeah.
main goal. Because the other thing too with the charging and firing setup that they have right now for the sniper is that you're stuck in place for so long, and even when you're trying to strafe too, you can't actually move anywhere. You just kind of jitter. You do this kind of slow down to a crawl before you're able to like move fully again. You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I agree with that. Yeah, that it slows down the pacing in the game where the pace is actually pretty fast. And also one other thing to note too is with that heavy charge sniper rifle against the bosses, it was extremely impractical to use unless they jumped in the middle. When they were doing their roll attack, just the standard one, not the one that does the flames, you couldn't even charge it fast enough to hit them. So
Well,
yeah,
another
I
thing
mean
too, right, is
it's
that with those bosses too, like, what was the highest crit that you could get, like 160k or something like that?
no, I think the highest I got was like 140, 150.
150. And for that, right, that sounds like a monstrous amount of damage. But when you're dealing with something like Starling, and she's got, Berserk and all the other stuff like that, she's like critting for about 28k. That's multiple rounds coming in at the boss, at a prolonged rate of fire with homing, and she can just sit there and just expend a crap ton of rounds into someone, and it's doing tons of damage.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. Yeah, like to add what you're saying, for your character, yeah, no, I couldn't ever match your damage. They have like a higher over like DP or not DPS, but like a higher
Well, it is a higher DPS.
burst damage.
Yeah.
Well, no. I like the higher burst damage category that they have in there.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yes, but it's like a majority of the time, especially as we started, like when we first were playing, when we didn't have any major weapons, anything good, the damage stats were pretty even. Towards the end, when we were starting to do other things and we were starting to play the later stage area,
Yeah,
the ultimate
Ultimate
showdown,
Showdown and everything. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't even close. It's like I did 2 million to usually your 9 to 10 million. So for
You,
someone who's supposed to be a massive burst damage character, I mean, I get it. It's like I can't fire as many rounds, but shouldn't be that drastic of a difference.
no, I mean that's the thing, right? So if we're talking about a game that's kind of, I won't say similar, quite honestly, but it's kind of got like that same sort of feeling with the power creep, like Risk of Rain, right? The loader
Mhm.
at some point, like the loader can't do anything, quite honestly. Like talking about in terms of extended or prolonged damage, you know what I'm trying to say? It just
Yes.
can't do any extended damage by itself, but single burst damage, it 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 blows anybody away, and it actually even can eclipse anybody's prolonged extended damage by far, just because that single shot is so crazy strong.
Yeah,
It's you
exactly.
become like One Punch Man, just like, and it's not even just One Punch Man, right? Like you get the like certain setups and everything like that. It's like One Punch Man, and like the whole entire universe collapses.
Exactly.
It's like that. That's how ridiculous that gets. So that's what I was thinking too, right? I was thinking that needed to be adjusted. Like the snipers needed to do more damage, the shotguns needed to do more damage, and I probably think that their reload speeds need to be adjusted too, because I spent a lot of time just reloading, and it didn't feel, I would say, fun. Like it didn't feel like meaningful. Like like I wasn't like checking my, I don't know what sort of games are kind of like that we've played, where it's like you're checking your mags or making sure that like every round counts, and like each round is actually meaningful, because like you hit that right time to use that round, and it just clears out everything. Like I think Night of the Dead was we're talking about a Warcraft 3 map at this point in time, but it was
Mhm.
Night of the Dead. You get those shells just found on the ground,
Yeah, are you talking about for like the shotguns and the inventories? And it's
Yeah,
making
but I
that
mean,
count?
but I'm saying though, right? Like, so like one shotgun round, like, will clear out like a whole entire horde and give you enough breathing room to, get out. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I definitely agree. I
Like,
will
it was
say
that
jumping into
meaningful. Yeah, like, yeah, go on.
Oh no, just jumping into the shotgun class. I did like the abilities for the shotgunner. I found it
Yeah,
kind of funny that you could just literally go into invulnerable mode and just kind of face smash bosses. That was actually pretty fun doing that.
yeah. When I
But
saw you do
again,
that, yeah, when I saw you doing that for the first time, I was like, "Yo, that's crazy!" Like,
exactly.
you're just like
I
right on
mean,
them. Yeah, pure
exactly.
aggression.
All up in his grill. But yeah, like to go on, his abilities are actually what make up for the lack of compensation for the shotguns. But still, the shotguns do need to have those tweaks to make them a little bit better. I think one thing that I would add to what you were saying is distance. Um, the distance should be just a bit longer. Like when you first pick up the distance rounds, that range for the shotguns, because how it is right now, you literally have to be so close that sometimes it can just be a pain. You're like running after people, and yes, you can jump around, but if you don't have the ability to jump around, then you're literally just kind of running after the last guy who's like 5 million miles out. Yes, you can carry a secondary, like a long range weapon, but I don't know. It's like I feel like, considering the fact that my class specializes in shotguns, it'd be nice to just kind of have that focus with either both carrying two different types of shotguns for utility, or just having it so that it's a little bit more balanced out.
Well, here's the thing too, right? Like, and to your point too, right? I thought the shotgunners, the shotgun class, like skill set, totally complements the playstyle. You know what I'm saying? Like getting up close and personal with
Mm-hmm.
someone and staying there, But
Oh yeah.
I was thinking though, right, that the secondary weapons as of right now, I didn't really like I never switched my weapons, like quite honestly, and I didn't really feel a need to. But the other thing too, the secondaries don't feel like they matter so much. And even when you switch, it doesn't feel intuitive. It's not like one of those games where when you switch weapons, right? Like, quick weapon switching, it feels good. So, like, say I empty out my AR, I switch to my secondary, and then, like, I use that in order to, say, if I was playing, like, a first person shooter in another game, I'd be running, like, like a sniper sort of loadout. And then when you start getting closer, and say I expended all my sniper rounds killing everybody at, mid to long range, I switch to my shotgun, and then I'm blowing away everybody in the close range that I wouldn't have done used with the sniper. So in that regard, it felt kind of weird to have like a secondary, especially when you can pick any sort of weapon for that slot in the first place. I think that it probably should be kind of limited to only maybe like pistols or something like that, and I think the weapon switch should be much faster. So in those cases that like say that I like a shotgunner runs out of shotgun shells or a sniper is now getting encroached on, like they should be able to switch out that weapon really quickly and then just put, rounds down range.
I agree with that. I don't think that you should be able to carry two primary weapons.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun little thing, but I would rather prefer having a very quick, fast switching pistol, whether it's the Uzi, which they do have, or the regular pistol that can hit like a truck, or even the hand cannon as my secondary. So that way, I can just take care of whatever is still standing, and then when that's all done, I can switch back and make sure that both guns are reloaded and get ready for the next area.
Yeah, there has to be something with the secondary switching, like doing something with the switching itself, because it doesn't feel very good right now. Like
Now,
switching weapons doesn't really feel like it has a purpose. There's just things you could have done with that. So like you say that you switch weapons, maybe one weapon gets like, a certain rate of fire with perks, like, like, so there's like a weapon switching sort of kind of like dynamic or like perk build out if you wanted to build that way, almost kind
Yeah,
of
I agree.
like a gunslinger sort of like style,
Yep.
because that one was kind of bothering me too because like even if I say that I had the AR and then I had the sniper because I'm running like a 500 item level sniper as my secondary. I never really felt the need to ever switch over to that sniper for say like something as simple as single target damage because I never needed to. And that's another thing too with while we're on that the damage types and also those sort of things like I don't think a shotgun or an AR should be able to penetrate through the shield, right? But a sniper, especially the ones that are doing very high single target damage, they should be able to go right through this the shield. And you
I
didn't
agree with that.
you weren't able to penetrate the shield, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So it's those things I think they need to tweak just a little bit more, just so that it feels kind of more fluid and fluent. Um, you got anything else to add for this?
Yeah. Well, what he's going to go add is not so much the gunplay, but additional features. If we're ready for that, I was going to go give my thoughts on that too.
Okay, yeah. Let's just hold up on that just for 1 second. So, like, just wrap it up, or to summarize whatever what we were saying. Right? Is that the shotgun class right now feels very good for its playstyle, all around. The sniper could use some work. The drone thing feels kind of good, kind of not. Like,
Yeah.
it's always nice to see a summoning class in this type of game, but for the sniper and with the way that the drones currently act and behave, it feels a little bit kind of out of place. I would say. Would you say the same thing, or doesn't feel as good or intuitive?
I feel like there needs to be tweaks to the system to make it more viable thing. As you said, something to draw aggro away from you would be great because jumping into those fights, like if I wasn't able to kill those giant containers and one of those shield guys came on out, I found it really hard to just kind of get around them to kill them from behind.
It's true because you don't actually have anything to stagger or stun, and those
No.
the drones just aren't gonna take its attention away either.
No. And they're certainly not going to kill it. They're with 100 damage per shot. I was about to say, that's not going to do anything. So that in its own right is a problem. But yeah, if they had their own health, if they drew like attention, if the rocket drone was its own standalone drone on top of the other two, and you could detonate all three, then I think that would be a step in the right direction.
Oh, you know what? Too, talk about the damage of the drones too. Is that maybe if they also got a buff from the amount, like the damage that your own weapon does, so they have like a percentage of the weapon damage that you actually do. So it kind of scales up as you get better items and that sort of thing. But I kind of feel that they're probably going to do something with the equipment system to kind of help those skills out. But we'll see how that goes. But and then also right, some of the weapons just need some tweaks. ARs just feel incredibly versatile and also very powerful in the current build. Shotguns and snipers, it's too slow of a fire rate, too low a damage for the amount of the amount their magazines have or the amount of time you need in order to use them. And for the most part, if those things are modified or adjusted, I think it'll feel really nice and good. And also weapon switching too. Weapon switching needs to be adjusted in some way. The way that the secondaries work with the primaries and the weapon rolls, I guess, that I would say in general need to be kind of just adjusted just a little bit in order to kind of have like an identity. Like shotgun should be extremely awesome in close range. AR should be good at all ranges, but probably not so good at the longest range. And snipers should just be able to just dominate single target entities, you know what I'm saying? And at very long ranges. Like there's no damage fall off at all either, so like you don't feel that transition with those weapons as of right now, because AR just dominates at all ranges because it doesn't have any damage fall off at range, and its high magazine, high rate of fire is just great for all enemies in any situation, close, middle, or far. Okay, so
Yes.
sorry to cut. Do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I think you've nailed all the points that I was going to say as well.
Yeah, and so we're gonna move on. So anything you wish to see in the game to what you were saying, like features that you think that could be put into here?
No, absolutely. Like I said, the base game is absolutely excellent. I think one other cool mode that they could potentially do is, I know that they have you climbing the tower, but maybe like a wave-based thing. I don't know how you could implement that. That could be potentially fun. But,
No, go on. Yeah, sorry.
what I was going to say, actually, is jumping back to the weapons. For the weapons, I know that there was some things where it said afflictions. I think more of a clear understanding what the afflictions are. I did see there's little icons on the heads of the enemies, and the one shotgun, I think it was the Contigo, that I was using, does add slow stacks, which then add to Fury, but the other shotguns didn't do that. So they need to have, if they could add more. What was that?
Oh, was that just a innate stat on that shotgun?
Correct. It is
really?
innate add slow that also allowed you to build Fury, which then made the character really strong, but the other shotguns couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So they seeing more element and status buildups. Like, I don't know whether it's like fire, acid, electric, something along those lines in there and making things a little bit more clear cut with visuals, which I'm pretty sure that they're going to go implement later, would be certainly a nice little thing to see.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I have to agree with those points, because I remember when I was at PAX, I can't say that this was 100% true, right? Because memory does get a little bit fuzzy, right? But I do kind of feel that there was definitely some sort of like electric attack. There's definitely like a movement slow attack, and I think that was like freeze rounds or something like that. And I think there was something to do with like fire. I only played the game like one time at PAX, just to be honest or transparent about it. But like, I do kind of feel like I remember seeing those things. So those sort of systems, I think they're definitely in the works somewhere, somehow. Because like, it would be nice to see like kind of like a poison build or some other sort of build, because what we have right now is like just kind of the basic stuff. You either got that high flat, damage stacking, right? You have the crit builds. They have kind of like utility sort of build, and mainly in terms of, I won't even say the auras. The auras really, they don't have enough auras for that right now. Like, you can't like make a aura build. You don't have to say like a support build. Like, there's no healing aura or anything like that as of yet. Yeah. But like, there's no. You have the corrosive aura, you have the damage buff aura, and then you have the fire rate and reload auras. But like, they don't come up, like enough for you to kind of really kind of build around them. And you wouldn't at this point in time either, because I mean, everything is like micro size. So like, you have 5 floors, and even if they're higher floors, like how they do it in the tower challenge, I mean, like, it resets after you get done with the 5th floor, and then it just repeats over and over again. So you're just having a clean slate. What else was I saying?
No, we were talking about elements, and then we were also kind of, I mentioned kind of having like, before I even start talking about weapons, I was talking about kind of having like a wave sort of deal inside of here. I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, so I think elements are in the works, or like some sort of like different sort of skills and that sort of stuff like that, because the game needs it. Because what's beautiful about stuff like Risk of Rain, where it's like sometimes so random, is that like you have different ways to kind of build your character to get to win. You know, how do you end your run successfully? You know, like whether or not you like build glass, where you're just like pretty much like a glass cannon, right? Or you like use like what was that, like those orange items called, like your artifacts or something like that, right?
Yeah, the artifacts, they were artifacts.
Yeah, and like you go like something like a lightning build, and you just like dominate through like those lunar items and extra stuff like that, and then like bring it up so that like you're just like, you know, Zeus incarnate.
Exactly.
It's those sort of things that make it interesting, because like then your approach to each run, right, is like, hey, I got a lot of these cards, but I have to just go with the best path in order to get to win, quote unquote, this run, you know?
Yep.
And then also to your point too, with a wave-based system, they actually do have that. Remember in like the other 150 on the right side is it's a defense mode. But I think that they probably need to expand on it, because one of the best things I found playing this game is that those rooms where you find those giant laser turrets and that sort of stuff like that you can activate, and then they fire at enemies and this sort of thing. That was awesome when I first met those things.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that was a really, really cool aspect of the game that I was not expecting at all. I would have been just perfectly fine with like running and gunning, but then I saw those things. I was like, holy crap! It's like a railgun incarnate, and it's actually helping me. It actually draws aggro too, which is pretty awesome.
There it is. It's like crazy good. It's that sort of stuff that like when you go into a room and you find that sort of thing, and you're like, yo, this is awesome, because now like it feels like something different. It's like throwing you a different element that you weren't expecting from, and it breaks up kind of, I won't say the monotony, because I didn't really like, I wasn't bored with this game at all. Every single room, every single action, like the whole entire loop had me like engaged the whole entire time. But like when you see things like that, it kind of brings it up a little bit. Like it kind of feels like, oh man, so like this room is it's like, oh man, this room's gonna be like something crazy, huh? Like, because I have these like things here. I have these turrets that I have to activate. Like something probably major is going to happen in here. In that regard, right? So back to the point of like those tower defense stuff, right? Or not tower defense, but I actually do kind of want to see kind of like a tower defense, right? That's where I was going with this. Is that like if they were doing like that defense sort of mission, like it'd be cool to use some of those points rather than like as they have it right now. You have that kind of that mini shop sort of situation where you try to grab the coins that are coming out of like, you know, those guys that are like piñatas that are running around like crazy. Exactly. And then you go around and you buy those lithons on the outskirts of the arena. But like I think it would be better if you just kind of did that and like invested in, say, like defenses or something like that. Like, hey, like I spend so many points here and like I activate like a mud pit in this one area, you know.
Yeah.
Or I spend so many points here and I activate like a turret in this area, you know?
Yeah, no, that would certainly be a fun little way to do it.
Yeah, rather than having to
you kind of have it construct your way to defend the waves. Yeah. As opposed to making it just be like, well, just buy more Lithons and beat the crap out of everything.
Yeah, because
which is still very fun.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to customize a map for your setting.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Because you have to set it up so that, like, hey, you can't do it all, right? Like, like you can't activate all this stuff. But like it could totally differentiate it from the standard, you know, climbing up the tower that you normally do in the game, you know. So just things like that. I think that it's totally possible for them to kind of implement, and I kind of wish that was that would be into the game. Other than that, here's another one, right, that I'd like to see too later down the road, or like during full release, is like I want to be able to change out my skills. You know what I'm trying to say? So like mix and match.
Yeah, so different skills. Oh yeah, that would certainly be great.
Because Risk and Raid has that sort of system, right? You do the achievement, you get the achievement, and then you can switch that skill at that slot. And it's not that it's like totally better, although in some cases it kind of is, but
oh yeah.
at the same time, though, right, it allows you to change that playstyle within, kind of like a focused playstyle character,
Yeah, no, that was one of, I think, the funner portions of it. They didn't have too many skills, which is where this game, I feel, could certainly capitalize, because if they added in like a selection of skills as you climb on up, as you level, that would be pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't. Here's the thing, right? Is it's so early in the development process for them, right? I don't know what direction that they're gonna go in, because when I saw it at PAX, right, like the combat got me hooked, right? But I wasn't
Yeah.
really sure what direction they were gonna go in, because all they had, right, was just the what you see now. You just go climb up the tower sort of situation. You just find the portal on that floor, and then you climb up to the next floor, and you do that until you meet the boss, and then you fight the boss, you win. And I do think I remember seeing the artifacts at PAX. So, but I don't remember there like being like an item system. So it kind of threw me for a loop when like I saw like looter shooter sort of like elements in this game when I played it again. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to what they produce, because I'll tell you this too, right? Because I never saw any of this sort of like the character design and everything like that. It's totally been kind of ramped up, because before it was also felt very basic. It almost felt like a PlayStation store. Like, I'm not sure the PlayStation store now, because I haven't
Consoles for
bought
forever.
anything on the PC Master Race sort of binge for like I don't know, like a decade. But when with the PS3, right? Like the PS3, like those store games. Yeah, it kind of felt almost like that. It's just that the combat loop was so good that I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I have to pay attention to this, because like I'm really hoping it goes in a great direction. But like I wasn't sure exactly what they're going to go with it. But like there's a lot more deeper elements to this game than I even expected. So good stuff, man.
Yeah, no, definitely a pleasant surprise. So no, I mean, on final notes, I will say this: definitely a solid foundation. The gunplay, the battles, the enemies, so far, I think that there's a ton of potential for that. I do actually really like the art style. The art style is actually really nice. It has that fun arcadey, over the top feel, kind of almost like Helldivers, but more actiony and more more focused in regards to the gunplay, as opposed to just spamming a bunch of abilities. Well, I mean, you use your character abilities, but with Helldivers, you did a bunch of call downs. The call downs are usually what would save you, not so much the gunplay. So yeah, no, I'm very much again looking forward to seeing how this game progresses. And the next time that is available to play, hopefully that would be in its beta stage. I'd love to test it out again some more then.
It's kind of funny that you talked about Helldivers, right? Because Helldivers, I have to say that game had some really great gunplay, but the problem, right, was that for the most part, you'd encounter guys that you just couldn't handle. You always had to do the call down sort of thing. So like the gunplay thing was kind of. The other thing too is like the camera was so like focused on your dude, right? But like then like all the threats are coming at you from way off screen. And it didn't help matters too. When you're playing multiplayer, you just share the same.
Yeah, shared screen. That was awful.
So you couldn't do anything. But no, I feel you on that one. It feels like a more action based gunplay driven, like Helldiver system, because the Helldivers like combat was quite good.
Oh, it was excellent.
Yeah, it's just not the like to a point, right? Like the infantry to infantry stuff was great, and then it's just like some of the other stuff. Like
yeah, well, I mean, when you start having to deal with like giant bugs and everything on else, then that became a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, and then all the friendly fire and other stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
that-
friendly
that-
fire
no,
is
no.
more hilarious.
Yeah, you know what?
And
That's
match-
no. Let's keep it on
match
this
the
game. Yeah, let's keep it on this game, and let's talk about Helldivers for another time.
Indeed.
Yeah, but no. Either way, though, right? I had a lot of fun with this game, and I'm looking forward to see what Mythic Protocol produces. So, anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay.
Because I got a need for speed.
that is true. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you got any questions or comments about any of the things that we discussed or what your take on it, feel free to comment below. I'll be sure to see it because I don't have a lot anyway. So, I guess that's it. Yo, thanks for everything. Thanksgiving's coming soon. You guys have safe travels. I'll see you when I see you. Green?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And remember, if you have a need for speed, wolf down that turkey. Show everyone who's the best.
Yo, man, yeah, not everything's a competition, okay? All right, y'all.
I mean, it is when you want to enjoy food. Speaking of which, where's the shish kebab?
All right, well, as he does that, everyone, y'all take care. Till next time, peace.